Yeah, good Thursday morning, guys. It is Thursday, right? Today's what is it, the 19th? Yeah, today's Thursday already. Holy cow. Tell you, when you're retired, the days just kind of all blend together. Hey, so we let this sit. It is definitely dry. It is ready to start painting. But before we get into the painting, I want to bring up two things, mistakes that I had made. And like I said in the first one, we're going to be learning this together, and I was going to share all the mistakes that I made with you. So the first mistake I made was, you remember I had put in all of the little pieces of dowel for the dock. Well, I forgot to pull them out before it dried. And then after it dried, they were kind of a pain in the butt to get out. And as you can see, I kind of lost some of the effect, the water effect that I was going for up against these, but I do have a way to fix that. That's not a problem. It'll be fixed at toward the end instead of being there already. So, but I had to go through with my good old X-Acto blade and actually cut them out, which was kind of a pain. But we got them all out. Everything looks good. I don't see where we're going to have any problems. The other mistake I made was I had forgotten to cut the spots where the plane is going to sit, where the pontoons for the plane is going to sit, so that the plane actually sits down in the water and not on top of the water. So I want to thank Vince Weston for that one. He pointed that out in his comment to me that he left on the video, and I really appreciate that, Vince, because I had thought about it originally way back when I first started planning this video, or this base, and then for some reason I just started getting into building the base and just never even dawned on me. So thank you, Vince, I appreciate that. But I got it cut out, and we're going to do a little something extra to the pontoons on the boat, or on the plane, but that's going to be the same technique that I used on the Titanic. So we'll see how it looks once I get the plane on here and everything's colored, you know, it's all painted. But I've got something in mind for that too. So, alrighty, now to paint this, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I got 6 different colors here. They're all apple barrel. Good old 50 cents a bottle at Walmart apple barrel. So we're going to start with the khaki, and that's going to be for the brown, just right down along here. And then since I'm not going for an ocean looking water, this is more of a lake, and this would actually be more of the shallow part of the lake. I'm going to stick with more blues going into green. If you were doing an ocean, like what I'm planning on doing for the big Nimitz, when I do that, then you would get into more of your darker colors, your real dark blues, your blacks, things like that. But since this is going to be a lake, and actually the shallow part of the lake, I'm sticking with more of the light blues, which we're going to start with I changed the angle on the camera, so hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing a little better. Pool blue is what we'll start with, going into a carabine blue, and then a crisp blue to a turquoise to a marsh green. And I think that's about it. So let's get started. I know I haven't replied to all the comments on the last video yet. I was really busy yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to, but I definitely will. I will get to you guys, because the way I look at it is, if you guys are taking the time to leave comments and suggestions for me on my videos, then I feel like I should take the time to reply to them. And that's just me. That's the way I feel about it. So, you know, again, just like putting the toilet paper on, it's nothing fancy. We're just dabbing some paint on here. Again, we're starting with the light brown, because this is more like right up to the beach here at this end. Now we'll start to get into some of the blues here. It would help if I had the seals cut off of these paints already. Alright, there we go. Now the paints are not thinned down. I'm using them, as you saw, right out of the bottle. And we're going to come back in the next step and actually start blending them together. But for right now, we're just leaving them the way they are. What's everybody working on today? Anybody getting any bench time in today? Or is everybody unfortunately having to to actually work today. You're gonna have to speak up a little bit, guys. I'm a little, my hearing's starting to go bad, and kids are telling me that I gotta get hearing aids. My daughter, who as you guys know, my daughter and Caleb live with me. They're still here for another few weeks anyways, but she's complaining that it's getting hard to watch TV with me because I gotta have the TV too loud. I pointed out to Caleb, I said, you remind your mommy of this when she gets to be Papa's age. Again, we're just putting this on randomly, and no real rhyme nor reason to it. This is step 2. The next, there's 2 more steps left really after this. You know what, I got my colors mixed up. I had them in order that I was going to do them, and evidently when I showed them to you, I must have mixed them up. But that's alright, we can live with this. We'll make it work. What I'm going to do, what I'm doing here is, because I really don't like that blue being in the middle here, I really messed that up. I don't like that at all. So I'm taking a little bit of this blue, and even though we're going to be doing some blending here in just a second, I'm going ahead and putting it in there now. Now we got all our color on. We're going to switch brushes here. I've got just some plain water here. I'll go back up this way to the brown. Get my brush wet. And then we're just going to start working this in here. And you can see how this is really taking the brown and moving it up into the lighter blue a little bit, and vice versa, pulling some of the lighter blue into the brown, and it's doing a good job of blending it together here. So it's not such a hard line between the colors. Now at this point, one thing that I am doing, because I'm sure you probably noticed there was a lot of white spots where you could see the white after I was done painting the putting the color on originally. So at this point I am making sure that I take, you know, that I'm covering up all those white spots. What am I doing? Oh, sliding out of view again. Let me pull this down here so you can hopefully see what I'm doing. What? We're going to turn this around this way. There. Make it easier on my arm too. Alrighty, I think that's got it. The painting is, part of it is done. And I don't think I'm going to get the whole thing in the view of the camera at one time. But what we have to do now is let this sit and dry thoroughly. So it's going to be another, even though they're acrylics and they dry quick, Markland of Sweden, whose technique I'm using here pretty much, is he said to let this dry for 24 to 36 hours, I think he said, or 32 hours, something like that. Anyways, a good day or day and a half. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to let it dry, because he said what happens is when you put if you don't let it dry that long and you put the clear coat on it, the clear coat will crack. So no sense in taking any chances. He's had it happen to him, so I believe him. But alright, that's it, guys. So we'll see you in another day or so, and we'll start putting the clear coat on it and actually making it look more like water. Alrighty, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.